Welcome, Tyrion. I'm GM Goblin, your GM Goblin, and this is Goblin Plays. And I am currently in the Forge, and I figured today we would talk about why I think Guild Wars 2 does the best when it comes to mounts. And I mentioned this a little bit in my in one of my other videos, but I find, and the mounts are one of the reasons that my son and I actually picked this back up, that the mounts in this game are done better than most any of the other games that I've played, especially MMOs. Now, most of your MMOs, you're going to be having a horse or something. Most of the time, they're really just speed increases. I mean, going back and playing either older games, older like EverQuest 2, EverQuest, stuff like that, you had some different mounts. Not a lot of them were as different as the mounts in this game. And it's really something I think they did actually really well. So in a lot of games that I've played, they mostly just change your speed. So either the new Raptor or the new Dire Wolves, like I had in EverQuest 2. A lot of your mounts, whenever you had it in World of Warcraft, it's mostly just land speed. And they added cool mounts in some cases that gave you, something aesthetically, which was nice. But not only do I think that the mounts in Guild Wars 2 look good, one of the reasons that we came in. In fact, there's a couple streamers that have mentioned that they spent most of their budget, especially for early games, on the mounts. But, most of your mounts came in Path of Fire, so that's probably why, newer content. But the mounts do something different. So you have a mount like the Raptor, which is designed to leap expanses. And so it gets you from top to top of little cliff sides when you're running through the desert. And then you've got a Springer, oops, wrong button, that is designed to get you to high altitudes. Each one providing you with not only something different for looks, but it provides you with a way to traverse the map that is separate than all of the others. Now, of course, they can all move around, but this is not as good as the Raptor is. But the Raptor can high jump, so it's great until you get flying mounts later on. And then the Skimmer, I did it again. The Skimmer goes across any kind of liquid. It just runs across. In fact, I need to do the story progression so that I can dive with it. But it's the only mount that I know of that can actually dive, at least at some point. But it's actually slower if you're above ground than if you're above water. So if you have to get across lakes or something, Skimmer's the way to go. Also, it has a hover effect. The Jackal is not too fast, but it has a teleport effect. It also allows you to use teleportation that they introduced after POF, and they will have these large circles throughout the world, if you've seen them, that are shifting, spiraling sands. You jump through them with this guy, and you're going to be able to travel to the next destination. So it's short-range teleportation. Roller Beetle. It is one my son loves. And it is basically just a bike. You can really hit the gas. It is the fastest land mount in the game by quite a bit. But it's really made for straightaways. Warclaw, kind of the PvP mount. It's pretty good, actually, when it comes to land. I think it's a little bit faster than the Raptor. There's a few people that have got actual races that they've done and timed them all. But it does pretty good. And then, of course, it can also jump on air. And it has more stamina than any other mount. And then we have the Siege Turtle, which is really not that slow. And it's designed to get two people around. The second person is going to have access to those big cannons on the side, and so they can actually fire them. You can set it to where you can let randos join in like that. I don't really care. If they want to get along, that's fine. If not, then I can trade for another mount. But that is its fame to it, is being the only mount in game that can actually transport two people. It's great for getting around whenever you're going and doing HP runs with people. So, and then last that I have, but not least, is the Skyscale. And it is a kind of fly mount. It can gain altitude, and whenever you can bounce off structures and everything. And then, of course, whenever you stop, rest on a flat surface, you regain your ability to ascend your energy here. And of course, in certain locations, there's little energy orbs that you're going to have that bring it back to full. And of course, it also has a sprint ability, which is why I find it the most useful, even more than Raptor in most cases, because getting around a 3D map over hills and everything, it makes it really easy to get around. It is my main mode of transportation, in all honesty. There is a Griffin, which has less ability to gain altitude, but it is much, much faster. As you see, it is on my achievements to the right. After I finish going through the storyboard, or the story for Living World Season 4, I think I'm going to go get it. I've done all of my stories out of the order. I'll probably do a review of those later on, but I just wanted to say that the mounts in Guild Wars 2 are great. The skins you can get for them, I have a couple of them, which are from this edition's Wizard Vault. And so there's all sorts of stuff you can buy for them. Anything from super spooky to my son's favorite, which are the ones that are plushes. Either way, the mounts alone are a good reason to pick the game up. And it's a good investment for your time and to get their masteries up as well. Wait, what's your favorite mount? And I will make a video either of or when I actually do get my Griffin. And maybe you can help someone figure out their next mount they need to get, or a good reason, if you don't have it, to get Path of Fire. By the way, enjoy the weekend, game a little bit. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the world of Tyria. Remember to come back and join us at Goblin Plays.